Hey love, so I am back with another video, and today's video is going to be a tutorial to show you how you can make a 7-inch frontal / closure wig. I think this is by far the best way you can wear your wig without having so much trouble to laying down the hairline and still have that frontal natural look. So if you guys are interested to see exactly how to make this type of wig, then definitely keep watching this video. So the hair that I will be using to make my wig is from Celie Hair. I have 3 bundles as well as a 13x4 lace frontal. The texture is in body wave, and the lengths are 16, 18, 20 for the bundles, and for the frontal it is a 16-inch. So this is exactly how the how the hair looks straight out of the box. The body wave pattern is so nice. The frontal has a very nice natural looking hairline, and it already comes slightly pre-plucked with some baby hairs. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get right into the tutorial. And if you are a wig wearer, you know that at times the struggle is real when it comes to wearing a lace frontal wig. The lace frontal wigs are very high maintenance. You have to make sure that the hairline is looking natural as possible. You have to make sure that the ear tabs on the frontal are laying down as well. So you guys, this video is a great alternative if you're still wanting to wear a lace closure wig, but you still want that lace frontal look. So I'm going to show you guys step by step on how you can revamp your frontal wig and make it into a frontal / closure wig and still have that natural, nice looking look. So as you guys know that the sizing of a frontal is 13x4. So it's 13 inches from ear to ear, and then it's 4 inches of parting space. And what I wanted to do was actually make my frontal, actually cut it down to a 7-inch by 4 frontal / closure piece. So in order to do this, I am going to be using a measuring tape, a rat tail comb, as well as a pair of scissors to make my 7x4 closure frontal piece. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take that measuring tape and I'm going to measure out 7 inches, and roughly 7 inches is about temple to temple, or maybe slightly past your temples when it comes to having the frontal on your head. So once I measured how long I want my closure / frontal piece to be, the next thing I'm going to do is start parting where I'm going to be cutting. Make sure that when you do part that you do not have that much hair in the way, because you don't want to be cutting the hair and then the hair turns into short pieces. So I made sure that I used my rat tail comb, and then I also used a spray bottle with water to make sure that the hair is laying down and not in the way when I begin to cut. So once I do that, I go ahead and cut a straight line from the front of the frontal to the back of the frontal, and I do this on both sides of the frontal. So once you cut those pieces off, don't throw them away, because you can easily use them if you were going to make a full wig and you wanted your closure piece on top of your full wig to have like a natural look instead of doing like that roll method. So yeah, you could definitely keep those 2 pieces that you cut off your frontal and use it for another wig, or 2 wigs actually. So the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to be going in with my top lock knot sealer, and this is a great product if you want to reduce the shedding on your lace frontal and make sure that you seal it so the frontal won't start shedding or balding. And the reason that I'm doing this is because I did cut on the frontal, and you know, lace is very delicate, so I just want to make sure that I try to reduce as much shedding as possible. So I will be going in with the spray and spraying the ends of the frontal. So after I do that, the next step that I'm going to do is just go ahead and sew down that frontal closure piece onto my wig cap. And I'm basically sewing it the same way I would sew a closure or a frontal. Now the sides I sewn it down as a closure piece. I'm making sure that I'm doing a traditional stitching technique, and I'm just sewing very close together. And I'm also making sure that I'm gripping or making sure that thread is going through the frontal, because I don't want the frontal to start fraying where I cut it. So I did that to both sides of the frontal closure piece. And then the way that I sewed the back is I sewed the back like I was sewing down a frontal. And you guys know my technique when it comes to sewing down closures and frontals. If you don't, I do have full out tutorials on my channel about that. So after I sew down the frontal closure piece, the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and start sewing down my bundles. And I'm just starting with the longest length, which is 20. And I think I only sewed or installed 2 bundles. I only did the 18 and the 20 inch. I kind of left the 16 inch off. I probably will go back in maybe a little bit later and install the 16 inch, because you guys know how much I love a full voluminous type wig. So I just want to give you guys a little bit of information on how I started to sew the bundles in and how I ended sewing the bundles in. Now it can be a little bit tricky, but if you guys know how to make a lace closure wig and a lace frontal wig, you shouldn't have any issues. So when I started making the or sewing down the bundles, I started sewing it as a lace closure wig, okay? And then when I got closer to the frontal closure piece, I started connecting the bundles to the front to the back of the frontal closure piece, and then I actually closed up the wig as if I was closing up a frontal wig. So I hope you guys kind of understand what I'm saying. So when you do make this type of wig, you start off by sewing it as a lace closure wig, but when you get towards like the middle slash middle top of the head, you want to start sewing it as a frontal wig. So after I finish making the wig, what I'm going to do is go ahead and cut off that excess piece underneath the lace, which is basically the excess cap piece. I'm going to go ahead and cut that off. And this is exactly how your wig, your 7-inch frontal slash closure wig should look. And I did install an elastic band because I really did not want to wear any type of got-to-be gel. I don't use glue, so but you can get away with not wearing anything at all. You don't have to install a band, glue, or gel to this type of wig. This wig fits so perfectly that you really don't need anything. But me, to make sure that I have extra security, I went ahead and installed an elastic band. And if you guys are interested to see exactly how I install an elastic band inside my wig. I do have a tutorial on that as well. The only thing that I did was I measure exactly where the frontal closure piece ends, and then I think I took off maybe like a half to 1 inch off of the band, and then installed it and attached it to the ends of the frontal. And this is basically the final look of the wig. I think it looks really nice. I still get that it looks like a closure wig, but I still get that natural hairline look of a frontal. Okay, you guys, so this is the final look of this hair, and I wanted like a very natural type look, so that's why you guys see I didn't install all 3 bundles of the hair. I think I only installed maybe like 2 bundles, so you guys kind of see like it's really flowy, really bouncy. They go in and shampoo and condition the hair, and these are the products that I mainly use on all of my hair bundles as well as frontal. This is the one and only argan oil moisturizing repair shampoo, and then the conditioner. As far as applying heat, I have no issues with applying heat to this hair. This hair straightens and curls so well. I've actually been wearing this hair for about roughly a week. I think it's been about 4.5 days. I have been wearing this hair, and I only had to curl it once, and as you guys can see, I still have curls in this hair. Hair is really soft. There was no smell or any type of odor with this hair. I think this is like by far like one of my favorite vendors when it comes to hair is Celie Hair. I love their hair. This is not the first time that I've reviewed their hair. I think I've reviewed their hair maybe like 2 other times in the past, and I did do videos on that hair as well, and I just rave so much about Celie Hair because their hair is amazing. Okay, did not customize this frontal. The good thing about Celie's frontals is they already come slightly pre-plucked, so you really do not have to go too much in and do your own plucking when it comes to the frontal. I did not bleach the knots on my frontal, you guys. I always do the same method. I don't think I have it with me right now, but what I have been starting to do in my past videos is I do not bleach the knots anymore on my frontals or my closures or my 360 frontals. I only use the Sally Hansen's airbrush leg spray, and you guys, that product is by far amazing. It definitely hides the knots on your frontals or your closures. So that's exactly what I did to get my frontal to look like this. I sprayed it, and I just went in as if you saw me in the earlier in the video, I am using the L'Oreal face powder in the shade Cocoa, and I kind of like define the part even more and hide the demarcation line where the frontal is with this, and that little tiny brush that I had, if I can find it. Yeah, so it's this little tiny brush. This is the only brush that I use to define my part and apply the powder to my frontal. So if you guys are interested to see like a full out tutorial on how I hide the knots using the Sally Hansen spray, I already have that video up on my channel, so definitely check check that video out if you guys are interested. So we're gonna go ahead and move straight on to, does this hair tangle or have I experienced any type of shedding? I do experience a little bit of shedding, but I noticed in the past when I was wearing Celie hair, their hair really does not tangle or shed at all. The only reason that I'm experiencing shedding now is because I did cut my wefts when I sewed it down onto my wig cap, so that's probably why I am experiencing a little bit of shedding. But it's like a strand here and here or there. It's not like a lot of shedding where I'm getting like a handful or a lot of shedding coming out of this hair. As far as tangling, I do not get any type of tangling with this hair. If it is tangling, it might be like at the nape, but you mainly get that because when your hair brush against your neck or brush against your clothes, you do get some type of tangling. But right now, as you guys can see, my hands are flowing straight through this hair. I can wear this hair every single day and not have any issues, because that's what I did with the hair that I got from Celie before. That was like my everyday wig, and this is going to be my everyday wig. So you guys, I don't know what happened, but my video cut off at the end. But basically, this is the overall review and tutorial for Celie Hair. If you guys are interested in their hair, I will leave all the information down below in the description section. I would just want to say thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, definitely subscribe. And then make sure you guys follow me on Instagram. And as always, I will see you in my next video.